Welcome to MegaCon 2024, right here in Orlando, Florida.
Yeah.
This is our first year. We're going to rotate slightly here, but this is our first year.
Yeah, I'm super excited.
And we have our press credentials, so thank you so much to MegaCon for inviting us and giving us media access to the event. This is pretty huge, and there's lots of people. As we were walking in, it was more than our check-in day. We checked in a few days ago, and this is Saturday, and so it's going to be pretty busy. We're excited to give you some pro tips along the way. If you've never been to MegaCon before, kind of give you an idea what it's all about.
Yeah.
What I was thinking this morning, there's probably a lot of people here where it's their first year back after the pandemic. It maybe gave it a year or two before coming back, but if you can tell, there's a lot of people, and it's just getting started.
Yeah, it literally just started, so it's not even full yet.
All right, so let's check things out and show you guys around with us.
Yeah, but I will say, so the first pro tip I will say is parking.
Oh, yeah.
So we parked at the Hyatt Regency, which is literally right across the street from the convention center, whereas they will normally have you park in their like convention parking, which is, I feel like, miles away. And so parking there is $30, but at the Regency it's $35. So I would say parking at the Regency is worth it because it's an extra $5, but it saves the walking.
So when you're doing the research, just know that MegaCon happens in the West Concourse.
Yeah.
There is parking close to the West Concourse. However, it does sell out. So just be aware of that. That's why we did not repurchase.
Nope.
So on the day that we arrived to pick up our credentials a few days ago, we could not get close parking, and we had to park over in the north and south lots. Try not to do that. They do have shuttles, but that's just one more layer. And then if you walk, it's a whole big another layer.
Yeah.
You have to walk all the way over the West Concourse. You might not realize how big the Orange County Convention Center is. It's huge.
Yeah.
But the Hyatt Regency, it's right across the street.
Yep. So let's get into it.
Yeah.
All right, so it's now 1:30, and we got through most of it. So the first half we did, it was most of the, what would you say the first part of it is, like the shopping?
Like retail, they call it the retailers on the map.
Yeah, and so we kind of zigzagged through that. Then we did lunch, and then, well, not lunch, I will say, what would you say the food is here?
I mean, it's lunch. It was lunch, but it wasn't. It was a very small pizza.
Yeah,
So
which was not cheap.
our pro tip one of our tips might be to bring your own lunch if you can. There are more lunch options or food options that I've seen here at the convention center because of the
space that is
size.
Yeah.
But they've added a lot of different booths. Normally it's just like Papa John's and maybe one other thing, but there's quite a few in the food court area. Like there's even like a poke bowl and a safe stuff, but it's not necessarily cheap. So if you're bringing a backpack, you might want to bring your own lunch.
Yeah. And then so after that, we ran over to the first floor, and they kind of had like a fashion show for all of the cosplayers, which is pretty cool. There was a long line, so I'm curious to see how many they got through because it started at noon. And I would imagine they have a cutoff point.
Yeah,
but
they had to.
Some of those look really good, by the way. And then we did the second half of the show floor, which was pretty much all art. And there were a lot of cool booths there. Lots to show. Everyone was super friendly. It was very nice. Yeah, and so we got through all that, and it's now 1:30, but we didn't even touch any of the meet and greets.
Right.
And so those go from Thursday to Sunday, correct?
Right. So they have meet and greets where you can meet some of the actors or celebrities associated with these fandoms. There's so many fandoms represented here. It's all fandoms, basically.
Yeah.
Anime, Star Wars,
everything. Marvel, any major movie you think of it, it's here.
Yes. And then we also didn't do any of the panels in the conference style rooms.
But you mentioned there was a horror one.
Yeah, there was a horror one that I saw. I didn't really look at any of those in terms of the list, but you can look at those and see which one you might want to participate, or multiples that you might want to participate in. This year, we didn't do any of those. Maybe next year we will.
Yeah, and I believe those are not the panels, but the meet and greets are paid.
The meet and greets are paid. Some of the panels might be as well. I think some of the panels might be as well with like Hayden Christensen and Joy McGregor. I think those might be paid, but some of the other ones are not paid. They're included in your admission.
Yeah, so plenty of stuff to do. You can honestly make a whole day out of it. But a pro tip I will say is, if you're not doing any of that, the later stuff that we mentioned, I would say come on Thursday.
Yes.
Because it is not as packed. It's definitely not shoulder to shoulder. You can get more shopping done, do it at a little bit more ease. We're not going to say it's completely empty, but there are less people.
Yes, I would 100% agree with that.
All right, so I think that's going to wrap it up. This is my first MegaCon, and I'm ready to come back.
Yeah, for sure. We will definitely be back next year. If you have questions, put them in the comments below, and we'll see you guys next time.
All right, bye, guys.
Bye.